Hey, this is Dr. Priyanka Venugopal, and you're listening to the Unstoppable Mom Brain Podcast. What my daughter said and shameless weight loss. Today's episode is short and sweet. I might not even put in an intro into today's episode because I just want to get into it. I wanted to talk about shame, embarrassment, criticism, self judgment, and weight loss and hitting our personal goal weights, and how it's not only possible for you to lose the weight you want, to burn the fat that you have been wanting to lose, but how it is most likely necessary for us to really do this without the shame, without the blame, and without the criticism. So I want to share a real-time clip in just a minute of my daughter. She's 5.5, and she walked in on me yesterday where I had two side-by-side photos of me before and after, before, a lot of my weight loss and then me at my goal weight. This was me working on an email that I sent out to my audience. This was from June 10th. It's also on Instagram. So if you go to Instagram, my handle is the Unstoppable Mom Brain. You can see this before and after photo that she is going to be commenting on. And she walked in really just wondering what I was doing and where I was. Now, before I get into the clip of what she had to say about this photo, which is, by the way, unfiltered, this is just her speaking her mind, which I just think is hilarious because she's so funny. I want to tell you a little bit about this photo. The before photo, which is me wearing the green shirt. If you see the photo, you'll see exactly which one is the before. You will likely be able to pick up which one is the before. This before photo is likely where I have already lost about 20 or 30 pounds. I don't have too many photos, to be honest, where I'm at my personal heaviest, which was a little over 200, about 60-ish pounds ago, mostly because I really hated how I looked. I would be that person that would volunteer to be the photographer, or if I did take a photo, I would very tactfully kind of crop out part of my face, part of my body, so that I didn't look the way that I hated looking. Or I would just, and this was the most common, I would just not take very many photos of me at all. So anytime I do share before and after photos of me, you might see some of the same ones because I really just don't have so many of myself from this time period. Okay, anyways, I digress. So I was in the middle of writing this email to all of you, sharing on, social media, this before and after photo. And the whole intention of that post, that email, was all about why and how you need nutrition science to not just lose weight, but to burn fat. There's a whole difference between weight loss and fat loss. I'm going to be getting to all of that in next week's masterclass. Make sure you come June 24th. It's on Monday. Grab your seat, theunstoppablemombrain.com/masterclass. I don't want you just losing weight. I want you burning fat. I get into all of that. But anyways, my daughter comes into the room and she was like, Mom, she calls me Mommy, what are you doing? She's like, oh, is that a photo of you? How come there are two? Why are there two photos of you side by side? Is basically her question. And if you have little kids, or maybe if you have older kids, you can reflect back to when they were younger. They ask a million questions. At least my kids ask a million questions. They are usually very unfiltered. Both of my children are very unfiltered in how they ask questions. They are not what you and I would call tactful or quote unquote polite. They just ask exactly what is on their mind in the most unfiltered way. They are brutally honest and just being curious. And what I have really come into understanding, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, I will get to her clip in just a minute, but I want to share this. It's really important that I share this. Children are asking these questions when they're not being quote unquote polite or tactful because they're trying to make sense of the world. And it's the way that we respond to their questions, to the things that they say, that will start to create their inner monologue. So this clip I'm about to share, it's a few minutes long. It is her seeing two side-by-side photos. She says to me, oh, are we comparing photos? Can I play that game? Can I play? I'm like, sure, let's. What am I getting myself into? Let's play this game. And I asked her, what differences do you see? What's the difference between these two photos?
They have different phone cases.
Okay, that's true. Anything else you see?
Different rooms.
Yeah.
Different houses.
That's true. They are different houses.
Floor color.
That's true. This is a dark floor. That's a light floor.
Wall color.
True. That's brown. That's like purple.
Why is it purple?
I think that's just the color we picked.
There are toys back here. There are no toys here.
Right. There's toys in one because we had a baby in the house.
Am I the baby?
You were the baby. Okay. What else?
This one has curtains. This one doesn't.
True.
They're different phones too.
Look. Oh, yeah, the cameras are different. I would never have noticed that.
This one's different, but this one has like a heart, and this one has like a gold white.
Okay, true.
One has a table, one doesn't. Wait, what even is this?
That's, I think, part of the mirror.
One has this mirror, one doesn't.
Okay.
One has a painting, one doesn't.
Okay.
One has a green shirt, one doesn't. One has words on the shirt, the other one doesn't. One has more black pants than this one. Oh, look at these pants. Are they cartoon pants?
No, they're just regular black pants.
This one has a shelf.
Uh-huh.
This one has this thing, this one doesn't.
Yep, that bag in the corner. You're really good at this game.
This one has a couch, this one doesn't. This one has a bed, this one doesn't. This Mama, you?
Yeah. Can you say bye?
Bye, guys.
Okay, now if you heard the way that she was describing the differences between these two photos, you would have assumed, if you couldn't see the photo, you would have assumed that there's like two identical photos of me. Now, you and I can definitely see in my opinion, the most glaring difference between photo 1 and photo 2, the before and after, is my weight, is how my body looks. But for her, it didn't even occur to her. It wasn't even on her radar. And if here's one thing about my daughter that I think is important. She is an observant child. She's not one of those kids. Like, I feel like my son might not pick up on some of the differences. He's sometimes in his own world. He's like not paying attention to the details. My daughter is detail oriented. She's looking at all the details. She takes everything in. You cannot get anything by her. And for her to have gone through this exercise, this was a 5-minute video. And I mean, I've condensed it down, but this was 5 minutes of her talking through and describing what she's seeing in each photo, the before and after, and the comparison. The fact that she did not mention my belly, my gut, my body, how one body looks bigger, one body looks smaller. She did not mention my body at all. And it just led me to realize that it's because most of the time, proving to me yet again, that a lot of times in our youngest years, we don't have many thoughts about our body until we learn from society, from the big person in our life, from someone else, that being in a bigger body is somehow bad. And part of the intention of today's episode is, what would it feel like for you? What would it be like for your family, for the next generation, if we could separate our desire to lose the weight we want, to burn fat, to fit into different clothes, to feel more energized, more fit, all of that? What would it be like for us? What would it feel like for us to have that desire for ourselves? Because your body is your number one tool for your life, right? If you wanted to optimize your body, and made that totally separate from the goodness and badness of you. Now, I think I've been in kind of a theme because the podcast episodes that I've been releasing have just been on my heart. I talked about how to talk to your children about weight loss without guilt. Next week, we're talking about the success mindset, which is going to be touching on this concept again. I've been talking about how to lose weight in perimenopause, how to have science on your side, how to have structure and science and strategy so you can lose the weight you want. But what I have seen time and time again, we are often, especially as professional working moms, coming into this journey because we think when we lose the weight, then we will feel good about ourselves. When I have lost the next 10 pounds, then I'll feel confident. When I hit my goal weight, then I'll get to feel proud. And this is arrival fallacy at its finest. I know because this was me. I remember thinking, when I lose 10 pounds, then I'm going to be confident. But here's what happened. I lost the 10 pounds and I'm like, will I be able to lose the next 10? It just turns out that while we keep waiting to hit a personal mile marker for our bodies, we are often holding satisfaction and confidence and pride hostage. And this is part of the conversation that I have been wanting to have, not just with myself and with my daughter, but with all of you. And the reason that I am so passionate about this topic, and I'm on such a mission to bring this conversation to the podcast and definitely for my clients in the Unstoppable group, is because the way that we talk to ourselves about our bodies, about hitting our next goal, whether it's for weight loss, in our professional life, in our personal life, the way that we talk about ourselves is going to be reflected in the way that we talk to our children. And the way that we talk to our children is going to become their inner voice, their inner monologue. So if you find yourself in a lot of self-critical thoughts, a lot of self-judgment, a lot of blame, a lot of shame, if you don't do the work to learn how to let that go, it is not surprising if it comes out in little things, tone and tenor and mannerisms, with your family. And I think that you're here listening to this podcast because you want something different for the next generation. You're here because you don't just want to lose weight. If you did, you would have done this 10 other ways by now. You want to lose weight, and also you want to feel better. You want to be creating a lifestyle for yourself and for your family that can actually last a lifetime. You want to really let go of the self-criticism that has maybe gotten you to where you are. It's maybe pushed you in school and at work, but you can feel that perpetual self-criticism is creating a lived experience that you just don't want anymore. The best news about all of this, about really understanding that you can lose weight with shame and also without, that it is never, ever, ever too late to let it go. And I don't care how old your children are. This could be even before you've ever had kids, or you could have the tiniest little babies, or your children could be grown and, living off in the world with their own families. It's never too late. It's never too late to do the self-work and the self-growth that we get to do together in Unstoppable, in this orbit, in the Unstoppable group, where you get to really bring a different lens to your weight loss journey. It is going to change the landscape completely. And what I have found when you do this, you don't just lose weight faster, you create more consistent results. If you really think about it, the reason that we ever really eat when we're not hungry is because we want to feel better. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. We eat, snack, nibble, take licks and bites of things simply to feel better. What if the real way, the cleanest, most truest and purest way of feeling better was not with the chips and the cookies and the crackers and the glasses of wine? What if it was this work? What if what I'm talking about on this podcast episode was you learning how to feel better from the inside out? When you can learn how to let go of shame, when you know how to burn stress, how to address your greatest obstacles, when you know how to look at that 3-digit number on the scale more objectively, when you can look at your body with acceptance and compassion, let me tell you, not only will you lower your body's cortisol levels, which is going to make fat loss faster, your lived experience is going to be leveled up. And your desire, your need to grab snacks and nibbles of things is going to go down. You don't need food or alcohol to feel better when you do this work. It is something that I want in the hands of all of you, all of my amazing, unstoppable working moms. I want this work in your hands. Next week, on Monday, June 24th, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, I'm going to be teaching my 3 proven steps to consistent weight loss success. And I want you to really think about the 3 steps that we're going to be talking about and how it is going to change the game for you to lose weight this year. We're going to talk about burning fat, burning stress, and dropping drama. Each piece is equal parts important. You need to know the science and having a strategy and structure to recalibrating your fat burning hormones. You have science on your side. I want you to get off the fads, off the gimmicks, off the roller coaster. Step 2 is understanding how to burn stress, because that amazing plan, that fat burning plan you have, is just going to collect dust in a drawer if you don't know how to navigate real life stresses, when life is lifing, when your partner says something your kid does, something happens with work or with school. I want you to have the tools in your toolbox to have a better strategy to manage stress, because food is not solving it. And then step 3 is dropping the drama. It's kind of what we talked even about on today's episode, really dropping the shame, the judgment, the criticism from the numbers, from the data, to look at that last fail that you had, that last pound up through an objective lens is going to be a game changer in how you lose weight and how you have consistent results. What I've seen time and time again, when you're missing one or most likely all 3 parts of the strategy, you're going to be working really hard, but it's just going to be busy work. I cannot tell you how often before clients come to work with me to lose the weight they want, they're doing a lot, but it's like you're like running in place. You're fatiguing yourself, you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, you're trying to do all kinds of things, but because they're not focused on needle movers, you're not seeing forward consistent progress. And that's what we're going to get into in next week's masterclass. You can go and grab your seat for free over at theunstoppablemombrain.com/masterclass. And then right after the masterclass, the Unstoppable Group July cohort is opening for enrollment. This is my intimate 6-month small group coaching program that is specifically curated and designed for the professional working mom who self-identifies as a high achiever, maybe you call yourself an overachiever or even a perfectionist, to burn fat, burn stress, and drop drama with actually taking what you learn and put it into real life implementation. Let me just really quickly, because I don't want to waste your time, tell you who the Unstoppable group is for and who it is not for. This group is not for you if you don't want to change any of your habits, if you don't want to shift how you are thinking and feeling about yourself as you hit personal and professional goals, and if you don't want to prioritize your body goal. However, if you identify as a working mom who is an overachiever, a high achiever, has some perfectionist tendencies, you really like doing high quality work, you are someone that hits goals in lots of areas of your life, you are not scared of working hard, but this is one area, your weight loss goal has just slipped by you, then this is the group for you. This is going to be truly for you if you want to take all the knowledge that you have been accumulating. And I see you because likely you are a lover of learning. You love being a student, and it's because learning is very fun and comfortable and familiar. But you are ready to take everything you have learned and get into implementing. I really pride myself in the Unstoppable group because it's a small, intimate community. I get into the weeds with you. I don't just want you to be sitting on the sidelines, passively consuming content. If I ever see a client doing that, I will call them out on it with so much love. And it is how my clients move the needle. If you want to take everything that you have been learning and really put it into action, and let me tell you, action is how you create results, then I want you to be ready on day one to book your consult with me and join the group. You can go and get all of the information so that you're prepared for the group and the doors opening over at the unstoppablemombrain.com/group. You can get all the nuts and bolts, all the information that you ever want or need. It is all there for you so that you join the moment the doors open on Monday, June 24th. Spots are limited very purposefully because, again, my eyes are on your work. I really am in the weeds with my clients. I help them navigate and overcome obstacles. It is the best mix of small group coaching where you learn from the obstacles and the coaching of other women that are high achievers like you. And also, there's a lot of personal and customized support, which is why spots are limited. And they are already half full for the July group. So I want to encourage you to not wait. Head over to the unstoppablemombrain.com/group so you can get a head start on claiming your spot. I really hope that this conversation today, and I know next week's conversation is going to be kind of a tangent to this one where we talk about the success mindset, is what I want for all women. I want this for all working moms. Part of the reason that my mission has centered around the word unstoppable is not because I want you to have a stress-free life. I don't believe that that's possible. If you are a high achiever, you likely are going to be going for big growth goals professionally and personally. But I want you to think about what it would be like if you felt unstoppable in the face of obstacles. Every time you have an obstacle, rather than ever going to a land of self criticism and judgment and shame, what would it be like for you to navigate the solutions to all of your obstacles from a place that was free of all of that? And if you do it, if you start practicing this work and you start really shifting your whole narrative on hitting your weight loss goal, your personal goals, your body goals, your professional goals, think of the impact that it's going to have on your kids. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I cannot wait to see you live in the masterclass on Monday, June 24th. Make sure you go and grab your seat, and I will meet you in your email inbox with all of the details.